What's up, everyone? Mr. Mixed Up here, and this is actually a part 2 of this episode because I haven't done a video in a long time, so I've had a lot to cover. I mainly covered fixtures in part 1, but I am gonna have some fixtures here. Let's start. The fixture that I have here is UEFA Youth League. We won at home 9-0. Oh my god, that is just. I mean, we dominated 5-0, the seniors, but the youth is absolutely dominated. Tony Parrott, like I said in the past video, he is a man to watch. He's probably the next Harry Kane or Heung-min Son of Tottenham Hotspur, because he's on fire, both internationally and with his club. Very proud of Spurs' youth there. A 9-2 win over Red Star Belgrade in the UEFA Youth League. Anyway, Spurs searching for Larice. Spurs could possibly be searching for a Hugo Larice replacement here. And why am I saying this? Because actually, Hugo Lloris is aging. I mean, he's actually still one of the best goalkeepers, and he is still aging. He is aging, obviously, and he is also getting injured time and time again. And I know Gazzaniga is a very good goalkeeper, but we can't rely on Gazzaniga. Come on, guys. He did get a good performance against Liverpool, and he has gotten a lot of good performances. He's a very good keeper. But if Lloris keeps on going like this, often with mistakes, often injured, I think we do need to find a backup goalkeeper for Hugo Lloris, actually. So, apart from our right back problem, etc., maybe a new goalkeeper is actually a transfer that Spurs might think about. Probably not. Probably not. I don't know what's going through Pochettino's mind right now. Probably Everton, obviously, because it's in a few hours. But he could, and the back of Spurs' mind could be a new goalkeeper. I don't know. Speaking of goalkeepers, actually, a lot of fans after that Liverpool performance have actually said that Gazzaniga deserves a spot. Not just a spot, like the number one goalkeeper to replace Hugo Lloris as the number one goalkeeper of Tottenham Hotspur. And you know what? Personally, I don't agree with that. He has had a couple of good performances, like against Liverpool. He doesn't get injured a lot like Lloris. Yeah, I mean that's sorry. That is very good. That's a very good thing. But Gazzaniga, just because he's had a couple of good performances, we can't forget his fair share of mistakes as well. Larissa, obviously, he's a world champion. So I mean, they do currently play Gazzaniga as their second choice goalkeeper, and this Michel Vorm is currently there for the third option. He barely ever gets picked. But Spurs, I don't think they should put Gazzaniga as their first goalkeeper. I mean, Lloris does get injured way more. He does his fair share of mistakes, but also Gazzaniga does his fair share of mistakes. And don't forget, Gazzaniga is not as good and as experienced as Lloris. Now, I know I said that Lloris is aging, but then they may get Gazzaniga until they find a new goalkeeper. But let's just see what happens. Probably Lloris will stay as the first choice goalkeeper. That's what I think. Unless Spurs get a new goalkeeper, that's what I think should happen. Lloris stays as first, because Gazzaniga, I mean, he does his fair share of good performances, but he also does his fair share of mistakes. So that's my opinion on Gazzaniga getting the first team spot. I don't think he should get it, apart from when Lloris is injured, of course. Alright, now something that Pochettino said. Pochettino has actually said that Spurs need a boost of confidence versus Everton. What he means by this is obviously that to boost the morale overall of the Tottenham Hotspur team, Hugo Lloris, Hugo Lloris is not going to play, of course. Gazzaniga, not just Gazzaniga though, the whole team, they need to win to boost their to boost their confidence. And I definitely agree with this, because 2-7 lost to Bayern, 3-0 lost to Brighton, a draw versus Watford, a loss versus Liverpool. We need to recuperate. I think Spurs are currently at 13th place in the Premier League. That is shameful. But Everton also needs this win, because their coach has also been in some pressure. But of course, I'm going to support Spurs. Spurs need a win. They need they need to boost their confidence. So I agree with Pochettino 100%. They need to win so the morale goes up after a couple of bad games. They need to get a couple of wins to boost their confidence overall. Moving on, a loan-off, Jack Clark is getting his chance at Leeds United. So if you didn't know, Spurs landed the player Jack Clark, but they actually loaned him back to Leeds United. So it's kind of what happened to Pulisic, for example. Like, he got bought by Chelsea, but for a season he was loaned off to Dortmund, so he stayed there for a season. So that's what's happening to Jack Clark. And the good news for Spurs is that he may actually get his first team chance at Leeds United. So, actually, good luck to you, Jack Clark. I hope you get your chance. I hope you perform well, so then when you come to Spurs, you get liked by the fans and you get picked often. One of the final topics of this two-part Spurs chat episode, Poch out, my opinion. There is always a period in the season where Spurs look bad. They do not perform well. And I think that needs to change. There are a lot of things that need to change. For example, the right back position. Sergio Aurier has told us from his performance time and time again that he is simply unreliable and we cannot rely on him. And Ryan Sessegnon, he's getting used to the club and injury complications, so there's the right back problem. There's also the defense problem. Toby Alderweireld and Vertonghen. Eriksen, he's not performing well. So there's definitely some problems. But there are solutions. For example, train Sessegnon, get a new right back. Get some new defenders. Put on Lucas instead of Eriksen. He performs well almost every time. There's a lot of problems right now. It is a hectic place at Tottenham Hotspur, but my suggestion is that Pochettino is not to go out. If he goes out, players who were introduced to the club by him, like Harry Kane, for example, they probably would want to leave, and that is a big blow to Tottenham Hotspur. So in my opinion, there is a poor form. There's a lot of things that Pochettino needs to fix. And he needs to fix them quickly, or else Daniel Levy will actually consider firing him. But, in my opinion, Pochettino not to be sacked. That's my opinion. I think Spurs will be better if Pochettino doesn't get sacked. Before Pochettino was here, Spurs struggled to get into the Champions League. Now we get to the Champions League almost every season. Now we're struggling at 13th. But the fans need to get together. They need to go behind. They need to be behind Poch. They need to be behind Kane, Son, Gazzaniga, everyone. They need to be behind the team, behind the club. So even if Spurs are in a tough time, I suggest that everyone goes and supports Spurs either way. Right now, we don't need for the coach to go out. We need the fans and the team to gather together and perform well. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that part 2 video. This is a mega Spurs chat episode.